So underneath the car, you're going to need to remove a few things before you can take the fuel tank out. For one, you're going to need to remove these coolant lines. While you're under here, I'm going to go ahead and pop this off. This is for the AC. You got to take these brackets off here. You're going to have to drop this thing for the e-brake right here across. And then you pull the fuel tank stuff and it'll come right down. Well, and then I can show you guys how to replace the fuel pump. All right, so I have most of the undercarriage here unbolted. In the front, there's a strap that holds the fuel tank into place. I'm going to drop that strap, and then I'm going to drop this rear strap right here, and then I'm going to pull the fuel tank down and out, and then I will show you guys how to replace the fuel pump inside the MR2 when you want to go K-series, and what lines to cut off the fuel tank, what lines to loop on the fuel tank, and what lines you're going to need to convert to and fitted. All right, obviously we already undid all the bolts for the fuel pump hanger, so get this out the way. Well, good practice that I always do is I take these little clamps off and I put the screw-on ones on here. And then just put these little screw-on ones, hold it tighter. We'll slide it up in here. And boom, that is how you mount the fuel pump in there. You just tighten these up. And that's it. You've mounted your fuel pump in the MR2 hanger. So now what we're going to do is we're going to connect these wires. I'm just going to use some butt connectors. Connect that one there. This one here. As simple as that. Alright, so go ahead and strip this off. Grab your little connector, slide it on over. That's it. You check, make sure they're not sliding out, and then you're good. And boom, you now have your fuel pump inside your fuel hanger. Alright, so what I like to do with all my fuel pumps, I also did this with my Evo fuel pump, is if I put it back in the fuel tank, I put a clamp around here, or in this case I use some safety wire to, if you can see it right there, put some safety wire on it. Basically keep the fuel pump in place. It's not just hanging by this or just secure at the bottom. If anything happened, it doesn't move, fall out of this little groove that it's got down there. So that's just my advice. You don't have to follow that. You can do as you want. So now we're going to go ahead and put the fuel pump back in the tank and the hanger. Wiggle that in there. Line these, there's two little dowels at the top. It's made out of rubber. You just line that up. Boom, there you go. Up, put that in, and then you're going to put those 5 bolts right back here in the top. Don't over tighten these, just strip these out. there you go. You've officially swapped out the fuel pump, and you put the lines back. So now all I gotta do is add this 10mm bolt right here, and then I'm gonna get into how to add the fit-in for the 6 amp feed and the 6 amp return on your fuel system, your stock MR2 fuel system. You can upgrade it and run AND lines on your motor instead of running these rubber lines that come off of these, you know, for your return and whatnot. Yeah, so you can feed it into a fuel pressure regulator. I'm going to show you how to convert your fuel system to AND lines using these little adapters right here. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to cut this off. You'll slide this part over. You slide this part over it. Then you'll put this little brass washer on the inside, and then you'll tighten it together, and you'll expand and keep it in place, and it will not come off. And then you have an AND line fuel system. So let me show you that. You'll need a little line cutter. You can get it Harbor Freight, Amazon, eBay, whatever you want to buy it. Just get it, put it on here, tighten it up. And what you're going to do is just spin it around a few times. You do that, tighten it a little bit more, spin it around a few more times. Tighten it up. A few more. Tighten it up, and then a few more times. Soon you'll see that fall off. See, just like that. You're gonna do the same thing down here. Pull this out just a little bit. I cut it normally like right off the nipple. I'm an expert in this, so. But I cut it like right off the nipple, so you have as much line as possible. Well, that's how Toyonda sells it, is you're supposed to cut it right off the nipple right there, and then the lines reach for your fuel tank. From your fuel tank to your fuel system. The same thing applies. You just put it on, tighten it up, twist it a little bit, tighten it up a little bit more, keep going. This little tool right here comes in handy. It's like $8 from Amazon or something like that. I think it's like 12 or 14 bucks at O'Reilly's, and you can use it to cut all the lines that you need. So after you cut it off, just take like a Scotch-Brite or something and just go around on it. Clean it off, deburr it if it's like burred up. Same thing for this one. Clean it off, and then this is what I was trying to tell you. So you're going to put this on first. See, it's a little bit tight, so you need to just Scotch-Brite it a little bit more. The reason you need to have this clean is because it's made for a snug fit, but if you have like paint, any type of grease, mud, whatever, when you're driving the car around, then it's gonna cause it to be tight. So slide this on. You're gonna slide this in there, just like that. It slides right over the hose or the pipe or whatever it is. You're gonna put this on. Like that. Now get 2 wrenches, tighten this up. See, that's not gonna come off. That's on there. Like, tighten it up a little bit more. So we're gonna move on to the other one. I'm gonna install this. See, this is exactly what should happen right here. You slide this on, that get exposed. This slides over the pipe, hose, or whatever you're trying to install it on. As you can see, it's a little bit tight, so I gotta hit it with the, well, it went on there, but yeah, it slides right over just like that. Bring it back to the lip, and then this is gonna sit on top of that right there. So you slide that over, and you slide the little brass washer on top of the pipe, and then when it closes, this is gonna press onto that brass washer when they crimp together, and this will keep this on top of the hose. So it goes back together just like this. All right, so it should look like that. The regular fuel line where you put a clamp on it and all that stuff, you can eliminate all that. Just build a 6-hand fuel system, 6-hand feed, 6-hand return, and you'll be good. It's a lot easier to work with. All right, we're back underneath the car. We're gonna go ahead and take all these things down right here. These braces and brackets that we bolted up just because we didn't want to lose them. And I'm going to show you how to slide the fuel tank back in and get everything back into place. Real simple and real easy. Now, first thing we're going to do is this bracket right here. We had took this down as well, so we didn't want to lose it. So we're going to go ahead and slap this back in. Literally, this all you have to do to put this bracket back into place right here. That strap the fuel tank up. Put it here. Slide it in. Common sense. You can't mess that up at all.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one...
Alright, I ended up getting the fuel tank up. What I did was the back strap that's right here, I went ahead and slid the fuel tank up, put this strap on. You saw it was dangling a little bit, and then I went over here and I pushed the wire through that's at the top of the fuel tank. I pushed that through so that, you know, when you go inside the car and try to pull it through, it's not tangled on anything underneath the fuel tank. So we have a good fuel pump in there, and now we have the wire pushed through. The straps are back into place for the fuel tank, and now we can go ahead and put all the bottom portions back into place. Put the coolant lines that are over there, see them right there, they're over there back into place. As you can see, the fuel tank is back in place, everything is hooked up. The e-brake cable is hooked up. What we got to do now is just head to the front here, over here. We're going to install the radiator.